eraser.
Something like that. Hey guys, how are you? No, it's not. It's definitely not that.
And we're super late, but welcome. Lots going on. Nickos.
For example?
For example. Oh, we're late? I don't know.
Gotta get these happening.
It's not working.
Hey,
oh, there it is.
Finally.
All right, guys. So, first things first. It's still order week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It is regular order week. And just an update, we paused the milled
Mini Chloe,
and shifted basically the Mini Chloe and 1 week out. We ran out of milled red leather to do our prototyping with, and so, yes. However, I am just about done with the Mini Chloe. So you can see her here in the milled red. Back pocket. So hopefully I'll get that sewn up while you guys are here. And we can at least just pop the crossbody strap on and I can show you how it looks when you wear it with the strap. Sorry, YouTube. So
maybe one day.
So there's that. So that you'll be able to pre-order the milled.
I just started the timer, thanks.
You'll be able to pre-order the milled Mini Chloe starting on Monday of next week.
That is true.
In red and all of the other colors that we typically have.
Do the peace balloons.
What are peace balloons?
Whoa,
Oh,
all right.
Fancy. YouTube is like, what are you talking about? So.
Hello from Atlanta, hello from Argentina.
That.
Are you broadcasting on 2 devices? We are. How did you know?
They're spying on us. Next. So this is just like, I don't know, random, but one thing that we've been trying to do is switch some of our glue up. So because of the milled and because everything is lined, I have to use a lot of barge, which is not great. It's a great glue. It works incredibly well, but it also is like very, what would you call it, noxious? Like it's
not good for your body.
You don't want to breathe it in like on the daily. So because of that,
don't eat it.
Definitely don't eat it. And I do think there'll still be parts as of now where I still have to use it, but just very minimally on certain things. But for now, we have switched from the barge to Eco Stick for any other makers out there. 1804, which is apparently the strongest version of this glue.
Strength.
But it's water-based.
Hello from Ottawa.
So it basically smells like Elmer's glue, but it works great.
Don't smell glues, guys.
Don't sniff it. I'm just
Stop.
saying, like, if it had a fragrance, that's what.
If you were going to inhale deeply.
That's what it would smell like. So far I really like it.
We really like the water-based aspect of it. There's also a system you can get, which is like a spray gun.
Yep.
So that might be in our future.
We're looking into that. We've talked to some friends who already have ordered
How
it.
do you do your pre-order? That's a good question.
Yes, great question.
So for the milled, there's a product page for the pre-orders. So it'll be available on Monday, usually around 11 a.m.-ish.
Mm-hmm. Eastern Standard Time.
And that's kind of it.
Yeah, so it'll be up there for a week. We'll only take 10 orders.
Yeah, a week or 10.
Yeah, so whichever happens first. If we get 10 like within the first 2 days, then we close it down early.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask, says my mom. I should.
She definitely should.
There's many things I should do. Yeah, so if we hit 10 early, then we'll close it down early. Otherwise, it stays open for a week, and then it goes away. And also, just for everybody's knowledge, the milled red is, a one-time thing. We're doing it just for this right now, and then it goes away. But the milled itself, the milled pebbly lined bags, will come back again eventually. So when I was talking about glue
We tested leather
testing,
glues at my last job. Unfortunately, barge was the stickiest.
it is the stickiest, and I can tell you what it's that the EcoStick struggled on, and it's the rolled handles.
Yeah.
Specifically, the rolled handles that I'm doing with the regular bridle, because veg tan bridle is stiff, and so I can grab one that I'm working on here. Does it make more sense?
And those get sewn anyway.
They
but-
do. It's just that you need them to be stuck together while you sew.
Yeah.
So this is one of our rolled handles that I'm currently working on for the batteries. And there's a piece, sorry, YouTube. I'm real good at that. There's a piece of leather leather cording in there, which creates that like rolled effect, that bumpy thing. And so it's basically sandwiched in there.
Rolled
and
effect
so
like it's not real. I'm just kidding.
And so usually this piece when I start is like this wide, and then I sandwich them in and I glue them down, and then I sew them and cut them down and blah, blah, blah. But when I went to like glue these down, even though I waited the proper amount of time and everything, they just wanted to come apart. And it's because this leather is very stiff, and going around the cordage inside was just too much for it. So this is the thing that I think I'm still gonna have to use barge on for now until we come up with any other better solution. Does the cap stay off the EcoStick too?
So.
Oh, are you like making like because I always leave the cap off of the...
No, it won't.
No, I've been very good about closing it. And the one thing I do want to, does it only like, besides the fact that it didn't work on the rolled handles,
Weldwood is preferred over barge, the people I know. I think they're both contact cements,
similar though.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've heard that too.
And I think we've used it before.
Yeah,
I've used it at least once before.
Not by accident, but that was what was available.
But it's got the same issues as far as like the fumes of it go. But the only other thing I don't like about this is that the bottle kind of sucks.
We're looking up to solutions right now.
Yeah, we're going to be getting, I think, some needle nose squeeze bottles, because it's like gluing with milk. It's very, like, whereas the barge is like very sticky and whatever, when you use it, this is like very liquidy. So
it's not as viscous.
And like, yeah, the inside, it's like just like an open mouth. So if I just like went to do this, it would literally pour out everywhere. So we're gonna get some glue bottles, and I've been using like one of these little plastic spreadery things. Anyways, that's a lot about glue.
What made you interested in milled? The texture or the ease of shaping, etc.? I think it was just something that was rattling around in our minds for a while.
We'd used it before, to be clear. We used it when we first started.
A long time
ago when we were still doing shows. I liked it as a softer option. It's still veg tan, which obviously is like what we're always going to be doing. But I liked that it gave us a softer option. And then people would always ask us about whether we line our bags. We've always thought about like, should we do that at some point? And I thought, well, if we're going to do it, it makes sense to do it in the milled because the milled is softer. Blah blah blah. So that is what got us to the mills.
Well, it was also a way to line.
Yeah, I just said that.
Okay, I wasn't here for that. The bags.
Yeah, I saw that. So the glue testing I'm doing right now is I did on like the bag on the prototype bag I'm working on, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute how far we've gotten with it. I did get like a tiny spot of the new glue on the top side of the leather, and it left a mark, and that made me upset. So I went and talked to a bunch of our leather worker friends, and they said to get one of these erasers, which I'm pretty sure, Mom, they used to have one of these like crepe eraser thingies.
Transfer.
It's like natural rubber eraser, and
it's like Parmesan cheese.
Does look like Parmesan cheese. I used it to get like our Fabri-Tac off, and it works awesome. I know it takes off rubber cement because I've used them before to take rubber cement off before. But I'm testing right now on both a scrap of milled and a scrap of regular bridle to see if it will come off. So we'll do that and see how it goes.
Who are you wearing today?
You specifically?
Yeah, it says me.
And Nicholas.
I don't know.
This is Bonobos.
Bonobos. And Skinner American Good pants.
I love these ones.
Yeah, these are good.
The blue is really,
It's a good blue.
really good navy. So yeah.
That's a great question. Oh, hit a button. Okay.
Position buttons
The
over here.
barge is, the barge thinner was best too. Oh, like a solvent.
Oh,
I'm sure
it
that's
just
even
adds
worse
more
for you.
chemicals to it, yeah.
Not sure if you answered how we can pre-order. So pre-orders will begin on Monday.
Monday. So Monday
for
we
the
get
milled
for
mini
the
Chloe.
milled mini Chloe. So each week we're doing a new design. There's only 2 designs left. It's the mini Chloe and the big Chloe. They're going to be done in milled, and so starting on Monday around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, they'll go up on the website. Just go to our website. You'll be able to find it on there. There's a product page for them.
Yeah, it'll be the front page will have a button to take you to the collection.
Yep. And then the following Monday will be the big Chloe, is the plan. And then they go away.
Silicone
make
cosmetic brushes work great for spreading glue. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
We used to have one, and then we didn't, which is my fault, and we need to get another one.
Ooh, any news you can share about your potential collaboration with Wicket and Craig?
What?
I think he's a.
Oh, no, I don't
not-
think we
not
can,
yet.
right?
I'm super excited to get leather-ish in our area, in our shop.
Wait, what? You mean the sample?
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't think we can really talk about that yet, though, right? No.
I don't think so. No. Answer's no.
But we can talk about, can I show them how far I've gotten with this
Yeah,
bag?
I guess. Are you lining with 2-ounce milled or thicker? It's just a little bit thicker than 2. We kind of have, the exterior is thinner than our normal bridle, and then the interior is obviously thinner than that.
Generally, it'd be
So-
like, depending on parts of the bag, we do it differently, but
Crepes erase everything, yeah. Next fashion moment. I know, thanks. Thank you for answering the pre-order question.
Sure.
Okay, now we're caught up.
Okay. So, if you guys remember last week, I showed you guys this very weird sample of a gusset that I did, and like kind of the interior.
Remember this level?
Yes. So now we have gotten here, which is a very weird place for a bag. She looks like a mailbox currently, but there are some things we'll go over. She's not done, obviously, but this will eventually close up, and inside will be a zipper pocket. Like right now, you can see all the way through. There'll be a zipper pocket, like kind of in the middle.
Are you thinking like cargo shorts where you zipper up the sides and you can have something to look through? No, she's.
I don't know what you're talking about. So if you imagine that this is the inside of the bag, this is going to be a zipper pocket in the middle. So if you open up your bag and you're looking at it this way, this is the front of your bag, this is the back of your bag, and then this is going to be a zipper pocket. So I have to add that in first and then close it all up. And I do have to hand sew around the gusset. But luckily the gusset's not humongous, so I'm calling it like the beaker bag right now. But I'm really excited about it. I'm going to be making a version in the regular bridle as well. That obviously won't be fully lined, but I want to see how it goes. So see the back has a nice pocket. I'm able to fit my cell phone in there sideways. And also there's like this line here. I sandwiched some bridle in between there to give it some rigidity. I think I'm going to play around with that. I think I might, like when doing the milled, I might put milled in there instead of regular bridle because I don't like this line that it's creating. And then we're still playing with the closure. Right now it's a turn lock. I do like this particular turn lock.
You did it.
I did. But I have another closure that I think I like better. So on the bridle version, I'm going to be giving that a go. But
Do you find milled at 2 ounces stretches a lot as you line the bag?
it can, yeah. Yeah, for sure. You have to be very careful.
The gusset looks architectural, all by its lonesome. It's very in red. See, that's a tough question. That's kind of like, so I wrote down a big question mark
Oh.
because,
Yes, I understand.
right,
Yeah,
I don't know.
but maybe.
It really depends on when we can get this out. So like
Yes.
right now we're like
There's
swimming
a
in
lot going on.
the milled
Orders.
stuff.
Yeah.
So initially this was supposed to actually, a new design was supposed to launch next week.
Right. Which was going to be the Big Sally, which we decided not to do.
Right. Because someone also just found a new bag in their brain and made
No,
it.
I didn't find it. It's been in there for a long time.
Which is fine. So it
And
kind
I felt
of,
like this was better than the Sally.
so we pushed the milled mini Chloe, so that kind of took up that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the milled pre-order, we're going straight into red
Bridal.
bridal. So, and that's I think for 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And we might end up having 2 designs at a time go out just because that's kind of how it's going to work.
Yeah.
So if this was going to launch, it would be very end of April maybe, early May. We haven't decided if we're going to do it because that's kind of late for us in the season.
It is. It's definitely later for us. And I think, yeah.
But it feels weird to push it to fall. We don't know. We're figuring it out.
Yeah, we are figuring it out. And we may even like, who knows, when I make the regular bridal one, like maybe we'll launch it as a bridal one first, just to like,
Yeah.
you know. It is the most complicated bag I have ever made.
It's a great question though.
Just, yeah, because the other part of it that is hard for me to show you right now because the gusset is not on there, besides the essentially the floating zipper pocket that's going to be in the middle, the closure is a turn lock currently, but I think I will be changing it. The other thing is this front panel here is an accordion, so it will, oh, I'm stuck on myself. It will basically make it so that you can access the front part of the floating zipper pocket easier, and because there'll be like some card pockets on there. Right now I just have one in the pattern, but that may change to be more. I'm not sure yet. But so doing this accordion pocket, sorry YouTube, on there was definitely complicated. And then the floating pocket, and then this new type of gusset, and then a new type of closure, as well as the handle is a fully rolled handle. So like, let me get this closed a second.
Usually new designs aren't this many new.
Yes,
Types
it's a
of
lot
skills.
of new skills for me specifically that I've not done before. They're things that like I've been working up to, but
She wanted to make the most difficult bag for herself, so she did.
no, I didn't. That was not the goal. I just had the vision of the bag in my
Yeah.
head, and I was
And you
like,
needed to meet
well,
this, yeah.
yeah. So typically our handles on the rolled, any type of rolled handle is this. So it's actually 2 pieces that are sandwiching a piece of leather in between. And then on the new design, it's 1 piece of cording with leather wrapped around it. So it's also a new type of handle, which I had tried as like a,
Slightly more delicate.
yes, it's definitely, it's slightly more delicate than that one.
Did you do bag construction and design in your prior fashion jobs?
No,
No.
I did textile design, so like print design.
Lined in red would be cool. Yes, I know.
We've also talked
I know.
about that.
I'm getting crazy. What a great first bag to make if you don't have a sewing machine. What's a great first bag to make if you don't have a sewing machine?
I mean, our first bag
Something
that
small.
we made was basically like a saddle bag, like one of the first ones, like
Yeah.
the Greta is a good one, which is one of the bags we have as a pattern on our website.
It's not that it's like a sewing machine is a time saver in like that
Yeah,
design. Like,
yeah.
if you wanted to, it depends what you want to learn. Like if you're looking to learn a skill set of just hand stitching, like maybe do a bunch of card holders and see how that goes for you, because that's easier to do. But that skill would easily transfer to like the Greta gusset and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But something simple, like that's a pretty simple design.
Yeah. And lastly, this will also have a crossbody strap on it. I may have to do like a small curved cutout on the lid to house the strap so that it doesn't interfere with the lid or the gussets, like push the gussets out.
Do you guys think it needs a strap? Because I've been thinking about that.
Interesting. Yeah, my thought was to give it a crossbody strap. A removable one, it'll, have a trigger clip like this. Or adjustable crossbody strap. Got feet.
It kind of, I was looking at the Bowery, and it reminds me of, like it mimics some things about the Bowery for me.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I like that.
But yeah, I'm excited about it. I hope you guys.
Big Sally reminds me
like
of Little Richard and Chuck Berry. Huh. Very nice. And it will have a shoulder strap. So sounds like that's a yes. Sandwich leather core. Ever used twisted rawhide for this? We haven't.
No, never done that.
For the handle. Oh, I think you asked the same question. Sorry, I think we were a little bit behind on the questions here.
Yeah.
I find crossbody straps helpful. I think it would be good. Okay.
Yeah.
Such a good design. It looks like an underarm bag. So that's what I thought. I guess it's not really that big a deal to add like the D-rings and stuff to make it.
Yeah, I mean, I have it set off to do
Yeah.
that. So
Strap
basically,
option's always nice.
yeah, I always feel that people love a crossbody strap. And so I have the handle, obviously, like fits easily in like the crook of my shoulder. I could get it to my shoulder, but I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
We could make this longer and make it just a shoulder bag. I like the idea of it being a crossbody. And then if you want to be, you're wearing it to a wedding, let's say, you take off the crossbody and just wear it like that.
Watching these flap around.
I know,
Funny.
it's like a weird headlocks. So yeah, I think crossbody strap.
All right.
But we'll see how it goes. And maybe in doing that, adding the crossbody, maybe like the handle top needs to be a little shorter, because it is taller than like
I don't know.
Chloe. It's a little taller than the Chloe.
I love how the D-rings are inside the mini Chloe, sort of hidden. Yes.
Yes, that's how this will be. So
Yeah.
there'll be one rivet that you'll be able to see. You can see the hole there. It's already punched. There'll be just one rivet there, and that's it. And then the D-rings will be hidden inside.
I don't understand you, but it's fun to watch your posts. Your products are great. I am writing from the dialer. Hello from Turkey. Oh, hello.
Oh, I was like, how are you writing in English then? And you don't understand us, but that makes sense.
Thanks for wanting to talk to us.
Yeah.
Good for shopping. Crossbody straps.
Yeah.
True. What machine do you recommend that can sew up to 3/4 of an inch? Ooh.
3/4.
I think you have to go up to the class 3.
That's pretty thick.
Because
I don't think
I don't
I've-
remember what the top end of the
It might
Cobra 26
be
is.
something close to 3/4.
I feel like it's
but
5/8.
Okay. Yeah, that would be close to 3/4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would. If you're gonna go that thick, I think you'd have to go up.
Yeah.
a little
If
more.
that's like, it depends on also what you're making. Like, is that just
One part of it.
is that one part of it, or are you like, is that the whole thing?
Yeah, if it's the whole thing, you definitely want to go up.
Yes.
If that's one part of it, you might want, and depending on how much of it is that thick,
Yeah.
you might want to consider hand stitching that part,
Or skiving.
or for sure scabbing down. Yeah, depends on what you're doing. Because what we love about the Cobra, which is behind Nicholas,
Ah. This.
is that it can sew all the thicknesses that we ever needed to sew. So super thin. I think the lowest we sew is typically about 3 ounces. And then the highest, how many ounces is that?
50% of it. Yeah, you might need to go up a
Yeah,
size in the
I'd probably
machine.
go up a size. If skiving is not an option.
And if you're not going down to like 4 ounce, because I think there's a bottom of the next machine up. There's a range for every machine, right? So
Yeah.
the next size up might be 5 ounce thickness for the thinnest it should.
That's a class 3, right?
Yeah, I believe that's the class 3,
Yeah.
which is the next one up. And then the class 4,
4.
I might be mixing them up. I don't remember. But it's either the class 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I feel like the 4 is the bigger one.
I mean, that would make sense.
26 is 2 ounce to 21. Oh, wow. 21 ounces?
That's a lot of ounces. I mean, 5/8.
What's that in inches, Tim? Yeah. My daughter knows your language, but I don't have it with me. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Do you make quilted?
Class 4
Will
for sure.
will you make a quilted bag?
It's not in the plans as of now, but never say never.
The thicker tooling leathers start to be mandatory handwork. Yeah, or you need a stitcher, which is like stitches through pennies.
Yeah,
and
it's
wood.
nuts. It's for like some crazy
That's what Steve
stuff.
Cobra said, about 1/2 inch. Yeah, okay. So that person would definitely need to
Yeah, to step up to the 4.
step it up.
Speak my language.
7/16. Close.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, when you start to stack it up there, and you want to be, ideally you want to be in the middle range of what your machine can do. You don't always want to be at the top or the bottom of it.
Oh, what that says.
I don't know what that says either.
In a different language, maybe?
Thanks, Tim. And thanks for the crepe suggestion.
Oh, yeah. So far, so good.
It's-
I'm
it's
waiting for my glue to dry
great.
over here.
It's great. Nah. There's a joke in there somewhere.
Here, we can test the one part. So you can see that I did 2 tests. I did like a thicker, goopy one, and I did a thinner one. So you can kind of see the thin on there. Let's see if this eraser will get it off.
Field test.
Field test live.
Should we talk about different colors and maybe designs?
If you want to.
Discontinue.
Yeah, we probably should.
So we're going to
Oh,
be
it's coming up.
replacing a color. And we know for sure it's going to be sienna. So
Yes.
Sienna's going to change.
We are going to be basically like taking sienna out and putting something in its place that is, I think, a good replacement for that color.
Yeah.
Sienna is personally one of my favorites, but this new color is just, I think, the direction that I wanted to go in.
So there's that. So that'll go away. There'll be a time period where it's not available, or well, it goes away. So there'll be a time period between when we get the new color and sienna goes away, if that makes sense. There'll be a gap.
There'll be a gap in time.
And I think,
Do you know timing? Did we figure that
I
out?
feel like April was probably the last order week we're going to have sienna.
April is the last order week. We're going to have sienna. Okay.
Time is just flying this year.
I know.
Can't believe it.
I
We're like
know.
it's basically Christmas.
March feels like it's over. It's basically Christmas. That is accurate. Well, we also planned out a lot of the year, so
We
it
did.
feels that way.
And
Okay.
then we're also going to be discontinuing another color later, but we'll tell you that as we get closer.
As we get closer to it.
The other thing we're going to be doing is getting rid of at least one design.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the Ingrid. So, and now I haven't decided if that's going to be April as well.
The one that's going away.
Yeah, it probably will be.
All right, guys. Here is the test. So it did come off, which is awesome. I would say it's still left. It like any place where it was like a little bit thicker, it kind of pulled a little bit of the color of the leather off, but I kind of was a little rough with it at first, so that's probably just me being really rough.
Can you like rework it so it moves the
I don't think so. I scratched
dye
it
around?
pretty hard
Oh,
there.
you did?
I was like right there. But I'd say that worked pretty well. I mean, you see where I was rough at the beginning, where it kind of like took the color of the leather off, but otherwise it did take it off pretty well. So that's exciting. If I make,
2
I mean,
minutes
my
left.
mistakes are typically not that big, so just hopeful. Okay.
A minute and 43 seconds.
Okay.
Do you do custom orders or strictly your designs?
Strictly our designs.
Strictly. Yeah, we did custom a long time ago, and we just we're not set up to do it that way.
Yeah.
We don't have the most fun when we do that, so doing Leanne's designs is our ideal. So we're going to keep it that way.
Yes.
we definitely get people to ask us like to produce prototypes or white label or whatever.
Yeah,
but
all
we
the
just don't
time.
do that.
Yeah. Did we want to talk about basement stuff?
Basement?
Remember last week we left them on a cliffhanger?
I don't know.
Not ready.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm a little loopy. I need to get like real sleep. I didn't sleep well.
Just full disclosure, Wes has been incredibly sick for the last like 3 or 4 days and hasn't been going to school. So today's the first day he's back at school, but we have not been sleeping well because of.
If Big Chloe and Mini Chloe got in a scrap,
Okay.
would Mini Chloe have the extra grit to take out the Big Chloe?
Obviously.
Obviously, I guess. I make longbows and getting burnt out on customs. Yeah, I can imagine.
Custom is so yeah. I have always felt so when we first started, we definitely took on like a few custom projects, but I would say very quickly we discovered that we don't enjoy it. I think part of being a really good business owner is knowing what you do, but also knowing what you don't do. And both are just as important. And so we very quickly made a decision like we do not do custom. The reason I don't like it is because I am an artist. We both are. We went to art school. I love to design. It's like the thing that brings me pleasure in what I do. Of course, I love to make as well. Like for the most part,
Time's up.
Oh no. For the most part, I am consistently just making, and like the time I actually get to design is very little. But I like making my ideas come to fruition. And when I worked in textiles, I was making other people's designs come to fruition. For the most part, I definitely had a lot more like leeway there, but so yeah, that is the part that I enjoy. I also feel like there's just so much back and forth, and most people that you end up working with don't really know what they want, or they want you to rip off or copy someone else's design, which I am not trying to do. So that's like one of the many reasons.
And one of the longest processes in making is the design process.
Oh, 100%.
So, like if Leanne made that design as a one-off, start to finish, it would be so much more expensive.
And it would drain me, I think.
It would drain
I
you.
actually need the break of like designing something new, then like making it and like producing the same thing over and over again, then thinking about a new design and designing that. And like I need that space and time to like build up my creative energy again. So if I had to do that all of the time, it would be very draining.
Yeah.
Especially for what we're doing here. So
Design is also my favorite part. Custom work is hard and slows down production on your regular designs. Yes,
well, that's the
too.
other part, because we really do want to sell the designs that we're making.
Needed to hear
Like
that, yeah.
it just like eats into your ability to make and sell the designs that you already have.
If you have a really good workflow where, and I'm gonna, like if you use technology to like create like in CAD, and like you can do something like that, and like have a really streamlined workflow
Maybe
where you
have, like,
can clearly communicate it to your customer, then you might be in the place to do that kind of custom work. But
you
if
have
you,
to charge so much.
but
per
you do
hour.
have, you would have to charge a lot.
Yeah.
There's a reason there's like shop rates. There's a reason, custom things just are like
Very
triple,
expensive.
quadruple, even more expensive than that kind of thing. Anyway,
any bags that we currently make, that's for sure.
I love your designs.
Thank you.
Takes the joy out. I can totally understand. It's a cycle. It needs all the phases. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's a really good way to put it.
I totally agree with you.
All right, last questions because we're going to be done.
Okay. Thanks. Closing it down.
I gotta stay on track.
I know. I have so much work to
So
do.
busy.
Look at it all over
I
there.
know. Hello.
Hello.
Leanne's working on a batch of 4 mini batteries right now.
And trying to finish up this mini Chloe. And then this is just staring me in the face rudely. So
I like the way everyone appreciates finished leather goods. Before, my paintings were really only for small crowd, and often were intimidating. I like the accessibility of leather. Yeah, I think it has a low barrier to entry, especially if you're just making something utility for yourself. Like I started with making a wallet, or belt, doesn't really get more utility than that.
even if you think of like the biggest fashion houses, they all do leather goods and bags, and that's what sells the most for them because it is the lowest barrier to entry into that like luxury world. And we're not luxury, but you know, it's
We're luxury.
We're pretty close to it, and
we're in.
and to me, it is the
Yeah.
most accessible place to create something and be able to offer it at like a relatively affordable price. So
The top of our milled is approaching entry level luxury.
yes, yeah.
As far as
Like this particular bag that I'm working on in the milled line will definitely be our most expensive bag. However, I'm definitely going to make a version of it in our unlined bridle so that we can have a more affordable version of it.
Yeah.
And some people just like the bridle over the milled anyway.
That's how things for luxury.
Oh, well, thanks.
All right. Any other questions?
If there's any other
You
questions?
got any questions?
Do I have questions?
Do I talk about stuff? So we're expecting the regular bridal red to kind of begin, I think, 325. So.
Oh, right, yeah.
And the red will be a
And-
one-time run.
Yeah.
We have,
The pre-order for it.
yeah, pre-order, sorry.
It's okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
We just have lots to get done, lots to do. And like I said, this new bag is, of course, just like staring at me in the face, and I want to finish it, but I have to put it on hold. So I don't know that I'll have any more news on her by the time we do a live next week, but we'll see. If I do, I'll absolutely show you guys where it's at.
Might have one of the sides stitched up. So it'll be a true mailbox.
Well, I might have the interior pieces like done but not attached,
Yeah.
which means these won't be up either.
How is bridal leather, harness leather different than milled and tooling? So harness leather is hot stuffed with like so is bridal, but it's more hot stuffed. And sometimes it's also glazed, I think. So like they take a glass slicker and like slick the whole thing, which brings up the oils and the shine. It also, in our experience, scratches a little bit easier. Harness is like a typical like working leather that you would use for harnesses.
It scratches very easy in comparison to bridal.
And it's got a little bit of pull up.
Yep.
And yeah. And then the milled is like tumbled.
Yeah,
so it's like soft.
and so what this is, just to be clear, is it's vegetable tan bridal that's been milled. So they're tumbling it, and against that like pebbly texture, which also kind of softens it. It's basically like having a bag that's already broken in. Like if you had a good pair of shoes that you break in over time, they get really soft. That's how this is when you get it.
And then tooling is typically like, I think it's like a skirting, so
Yes.
it's natural. There's nothing applied
It's also
to it.
typically very thick.
I
mean, you can get it thin, but
And it needs to be, because if you put water on it and then you tool, that's kind of how you can get that effect.
Mhm.
Have you ever made a Sally and a Betty in the bridal? I think they've just been milled, right?
that's a good question. Definitely not a Sally. No, I don't think we ever made one in regular bridal, unmilled. We would have to get a different ounce leather to do that.
Yeah, thinner.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's a good question.
Bye.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. It's order week right now. Place your orders before Sunday. And
Sunday. What day is today?
today is
Before tomorrow.
Thursday. Oh,
Friday.
Just kidding. Oh, it's the 8th. Right. I forget how it goes.
It's not like an actual.
Listen, I'm getting the pre-order and the regular order week confused. Okay.
We got bags.
We got bags. Go order them.
All right.
And starting on Monday, you can pre-order the mini Chloe in milled and red and all the other colors that are available. And as I said last week, you can order the Sally and the Betty in milled red for the entire pre-order weekathon.
Period.
Period-a-thon.
Period. Oh.
Ugh.
Right.
Yes, I think that's everything. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
It's over. Bye.
Oh.